Ini orang sama di dalam di dalam saya yang Lei quando è finita, pure io vedo. Che questo si vede che vuole sempre. Vuole dire, poteva
Another very interesting course, which is related to our program, SWOT, right? Yeah. Analysis of social problems. You being yourself a problem solver. You are 2 points. Are you going to solve social problems in the community today? You know, sometimes when people look at you and then they're like, I don't know this around. That's the complexity of the problem that you see, right? But yet, your humble look would compel you to say, I think he'll be in our shoes. He will understand that. So don't worry. Social problems. Analysis of social problems. Would we give examples of some of the social problems that are there in society? What makes them to be social problems? So when we talk about social problems, analysis of social problems, it means that there are other problems which are not social, or which do not qualify do qualify to this. Yeah? Yes. What's the aim of this course? To provide students with knowledge of the nature. The aim of this course is to provide students with the knowledge of the nature, the causes, and possible solutions to the major problems, major social problems facing modern societies, and to act as a foundation course to the study of social policy and social welfare. You remember, it's not this group. As social workers, we also qualify to be dealing with social welfare issues in government, non-governmental organizations, in churches, villages. Okay? So this course acts as the foundation. First, we are saying it is to provide youth students with knowledge of the nature, or the cause nature. Are you getting this? To provide you with knowledge of the nature. Immediately, the question that should come to you as a critical thinker, as a student who is doing an undergraduate degree, should be, what do we know by nature? If I say to provide students with the knowledge of nature, the causes. What is the cause? To ask yourself another question. What is the cause? And possible solutions to the major social problems facing modern society. Do you understand the concept of the solution? What is the solution? Then you'll be able to answer this question very well. So remember how we were tackling how to write an assignment, right? Asking question and question and understand each stage, each step. So the course acts as the foundation to the study of social policy and social welfare. What are the objectives? Objective number one, to distinguish between personal and social problems. You remember what I was saying? There are other problems which qualify to be social. There are other problems which do not qualify to be social. So, one of our first objectives is to distinguish between personal and social problems and choose to analyze social problems using major sociological paradigms. To analyze social problems using major sociological paradigms and lastly, to determine the significance of social structure. To determine the significance of social structure and culture in the formation, identification, or and resolution of social problems. To identify, to determine the significance of the social structure. I don't think anybody is following me. Come down. Hello? Come down. You want my to connect it with I don't want, because when you concentrate, you know what I'm talking about? I want you to concentrate. Because when you're looking there, don't worry, I'll give you the notes. Sometimes we also have to learn to listen. Not to learn by seeing, but learn by listening. Okay? Because I also, as a psychologist, I also want to test your attention. Do you pay attention when there is no beam up? Don't open the camera. So you didn't get anything. Can I use slow? Objectives. I was saying one of the objectives of analysis of social problems of this course is to distinguish between personal and social problems. This implies that there are types of problems. One is social, the other one is personal. And so already we should anticipate that in tomorrow we're going to find a social problem, we're going to define what a personal problem is. What do we mean by a personal problem? What do we mean by a social problem? When does a problem become personal? When does a problem become social? Are we getting each other? Hello? Two, as an objective is to analyze social problems using major sociological paradigms. To analyze social problems using major sociological paradigms. Now that we have identified, for example, we were saying, going to look at two problems, personal problem, social problem. And then we are going to, next step, to determine the significance of social structure and culture in the formation, identification, and resolution of social problems. We need to have a process of identifying what makes a problem to become a social one. And what makes a problem to become a personal one. Okay. As a social worker, you should be in a position to identify sort out when you are given a case study when a problem becomes a social and when a problem becomes personal. It's like people want to do. Can I connect? You got that wrong. I know you're not settled yet. Your stomach is full and your mind is disturbed with the sun. Some people are really worried with you. I've already told you bad things, so that's why you're saying, come to bed. There's too much going on in your mind. It's not in my mind. Since money has been teaching me, so I'm in the mood. Sorry for you. Because you went home, if you stay here, meeting cars and meeting people, other smart people. Okay. So after having done the objectives, we're not going to look at study of social problems. Sociological study of social problems. By first looking at the definition of a social problem. What do we mean by a social problem? How do we define a social problem? Any condition or behavior that has negative consequences for a large number of people, and that is generally recognized as a condition or behavior that needs to be addressed, can rightly be called a social problem. Rightly be called a social problem, or qualifies to be called a social problem. Right? Any condition or behavior that has negative consequences for a large number of people. If you want to understand it in a student way, first, by responsibility. Any condition or behavior that has negative consequence or negative consequences for a large number of people. But it still does not qualify to be called a social problem. It has to be addressed. Okay? A good example is what, for instance, we're having when churches assemble. They are people there's no one with martial arts to just you're very bend. I think the position must be so good. But we are saying, you found us trying to explain on the definition of a social problem. We are saying, there are two types of problems: personal problem and social problem. When does a problem qualify to be called a personal problem? When does a problem become a social problem? And so we are saying, a social problem is any condition or behavior that has negative consequences for a large numbers of people, or for a large number of people, and that has been or is generally recognized as a condition or behavior that needs to be addressed. Who has to address it? I will give you a bunch of years. Jot down what is important. Yeah? I'll just say your question. Any condition of behavior that has negative consequences for large number of people, and is generally recognized as a condition of behavior that needs to be addressed.
People, the whole reading is about people.
Two. like just to like the definition of social problem, can we just stop on people? That's what I was telling you to say. As a student, you can close with that. But now the understanding must be continued. Generally, it's a problem that is affecting many people. But if we just keep quiet, it's affecting us, right? We keep quiet, then we do not qualify as a social problem. We need to address it. Meaning that we have acknowledged, yeah, this is causing pain to us. It's a problem, yeah? If we keep quiet, to society, it's not a problem. You remember what happened 2 weeks ago? People have been marching against LGBT. Yeah? It became a social problem, which needed to be addressed. And so our marching is a sign, it's a message that, please, this was, hey, sort it out as soon as possible. Very friends are very clever. They pass through the court because they know that if we take it to Parliament, these people are going to reject it. Why? Their country does not allow such matters. So let's battle it. You getting that? Yes. Because courts follow the laws and arguments. How you argue is how you win. But in Parliament, we go by what? We debate, when debate fails, voting. Okay? So the problem becomes a social problem when it has caught the attention of a large population, but it has been also whether for it to be addressed is a mainstream one of demonstrations, peaceful demonstration. We are simply sending a message. It's becoming social. But when you ask the question, when does the problem become a social one? What do you say? What do you want? Two? That would be generally recognized. Three? So in that definition, even if you stop on people, it's still pregnant. I'll give you 1 mark. Okay? I'll give you 1 mark because you still have to continue. So for the sake of study, you would start there, but also quickly, what comes next? It affects people. It has to be recognized. It has to be recognized. One other way of understanding it. The second one is the definition of both an objective component and subjective component, which leads us into understanding the concept of social. Now, the objective component is for any condition or behavior to be considered a social problem, it must have negative consequences for a large number of people, as this chapter discusses of the book. How do we know if a social problem has negative consequences? Can we discuss? How do we know if a social problem has got negative consequences? Social problem is affecting a large number of people. How do we know that it's got negative consequences? We need an example. Practical.
things are going on, like everyone is coordinating the way things are not getting expected. Yeah. And that recognition is negative.
Economy? Apart from the economy? The fuel, the scarcity of fuel. It's recognized by people and it also has to be addressed. Is it not related to the economy? Pardon? Is it not related to the economy? Sure. Okay.
The high rate of unemployment.
High rate of unemployment. So what is the community? When do we determine common social problem? When do we determine common social problem? When they are negative. Yeah, one examples of those negatives which are going to make us to determine this social. You see girls, young boys, women, who is women. Yeah? Long queues, one ball. Okay? There's a problem. What about do something? And people fight it. Has that been a situation at a time when people have risen against the teen preference and protesting? They drop out of school, which increases the unemployment rate, and then there will be more uneducated people in the country. Does it mean that when teenagers get pregnant, they cannot continue their education? They can, but most of them do not. In the social worker, we need to find strategies so that they can continue to learn. Like tradition with colonizing. What do you think? Not only that, it's just steering the spotlight. Think about this. Talking about colonizing and prevention is what we teach in tradition. You have to be colonizing. It's good as have sex, but protect yourself. And tradition teaches about purity of the youngster. What do you think? The youth of today. I know that it doesn't make sense. Still not the best. Is it? Is it a time? This is the best because the other people that have used protection but are still in that state. But is it sustainable? Absolutely. If you address the issue in a proper way, it is, but if you just address it and people don't understand, so yes.
I don't think partners can be the best way. As a social worker, the best way of getting that problem is educating people, like the youth and the people in society about Condomizing is also used for family planning method and be the best way of it.
I do not understand what abstinence and condomizing and civic education. I thought civic education is an umbrella to teaching people how to abstain. And one way of abstaining is we have to go there because these are the issues you will be facing on that. And there are many NGOs that you will be working with which promote sex method. And others, but 3/4 of them will say this has come to stay. Our youth are doing these things. They are having sex. And many of them are contracting diseases. And the rate at which our youth are dying is high. What do we do? We are bringing you some methods of how to help our youth to stop dying. Talk like of abstinence. Yes, our youth cannot abstain. We have educated them, civilized them, and we have done our civic education. It's not right. The more we teach them, because when we are trying to educate them, to sensitize them, we tell them the real stuff, right? What God into your ears and God to I need to do it. It sounds so nice. Why are they so much talking about no, you cannot. Hey. Because in Chichara we say one, let me just finish the report. 2, eating the potato leaves made one to dig the potato underground. The more we talk to them about sexual issues, stories, the more they get enticed and excited. Why? They have grown up. They have started having dreams of having sex. And others haven't. And they know how sweet it is. If I thought it's sweet, it's sweet. And so to tell them this is no. Let's find better ways of how to prevent them from contracting diseases. That's NGOs that you work with, which are non-church-centric, just NGOs. They will bring all the tools here. Man, this is how we use this as a social worker. This is what you're trying to do. You have to go up and say social work is here. You see that one more for one. That is pregnant. She comes to you. You help me. You have to hold this pregnancy. If it is done at an individual level, it's not a social problem. When does it attract the attention of the multitude? One of the the child has to be operated on for the girl has to die. When the girl dies, what man did that one is still alive. No, she was trying to abort. Then people will rise. Everybody wants to find out what happened. problem as it is. Girls, look, the dangers of this is this. Sometimes your bodies are not immune enough to undergo this process. And then it becomes to the point of what? Sensitization to the other girls. It has attracted the attention of the man. Social problem. Women are going to get out of the but this weekend, no, it's infection. Which society is judging to say abortion is bad, especially for young children. We're talking about DNA, right? Then we're having lots of problems. But these are some of the problems that we're going to be meeting out there. So reasonable people can and do disagree on whether such consequences exist, and if so, in their extent and seriousness, but ordinarily a body of data accumulates from work by academic researchers, government agencies, and other sources, strongly points to excessive and seriousness or serious consequences of an action, which qualifies to be social. I think we have understood well on social and personal problems. If we look at, for example, climate change, could we say it's a social or personal problem? Why? It's affecting almost everything. When we say we're going to plant trees, who do we go? Like key people, who do we have? Targets. What kind of people?
People that are saying the villages, mostly.
Chiefs. Okay. Chiefs, headmen. Huh?
Farmers.
Farmers. Okay. Teachers. Those in many institutions.
Social workers.
Okay? Why are we bringing them on board? Because everyone is affected. At a point, HIV became so vibrant, sweeping away, that those days when you were HIV positive, you were dead, right? Just who was positive? On your own, you start hiding. But the person was just okay. What they knew, they brought into him or her as Western thinking version. But nowadays, people are saying, yeah, marry somebody who is positive and you are not, and you still have kids who are not positive, so it's not a threat anymore. Are we going to reach such a point where climate change is no longer a threat? Don't say it like that. You say what? Huh? Because man is the wolf to man. You want to create another world in the sky. And then polluting this one. Knowing that you have the means to survive when this one is destroyed. You come and consider what's happening in Malawi. With the extraction of minerals mining, the globe is being affected. Too much heat. And at the end of it, it is Still ask yourself. Those with the need expressed. So although the overwhelming majority of climate scientists may say that climate change is real and serious, fewer than 2/5 of, for example, Americans in a 2011 poll said they think that global warming is happening. Just think, sure. Today, when we are here, we are not so sure when the rainy season will start. When those days we were so sure that on the 15th of October or 24th of October or on a particular date, the rain will come. That's huge. Nowadays, first rains we are not so sure. Should we plant? No. Nowadays, we are waiting for onions to tell us. Sometimes they reduce the prediction. So we have got a different type of discipline or discipline according to the subjective component of the definition of social problems. There must be a perception that the condition of behavior needs to be addressed for it to be considered a social problem. But this component lies at the heart of social constructionist view of the social problem. Okay? Let's look at the attention of history given to rape and sexual assault in the United States before and after the 1970s. It provides an example of this later situation. The acts of sexual violence against women have probably occurred from the beginning of humanity, and certainly were very common in the United States. Why? Barbaric behavior. Why barbaric behavior? Too much freedom? Wisdom as a result of too much pleasure? Yeah?
And exploring.
After being in slavery for too long, now we are citizens. Citizens who are still being undermined as citizens. People were taken from Africa to Europe, and now we're giving an example of America, where people were working as slaves. Most of these beautiful towns, buildings were built by our fellow African people. Top buildings. We could line up. We could line up. People, you just breathe like that. Others are listening. And they such a point. When they felt they had used us enough. And others started thinking human, the issues of human rights came in. And slowly by slowly, Black Americans, African Americans have been incorporated into the American state. Now they cannot come back. But that harsh behavior comes out now in a certain way. It's happening. The way some South Africans behave when they leave, we don't want any foreigner here. It comes with the rage, with the anger. We suffer. Our parents, our forefathers suffered a lot. And we cannot continue to beg for the land that belongs to us. And that's the American that we have today. they still have their own competence to dodge. Sometimes when they find that opportunity to have the cash and have, I will have to put on that will be just, and then the change of, yeah, make nigga, yeah, you know, an exaggeration of the human life. You want to be more than what you are. You go back to it is like a child who, whenever he or she wants to do poo-poo, you know poo-poo? In a very nice environment at home, the child is innocent. The mother comes, what are you doing? The child has already started doing the main business. So what happens? Whatever has come out will come out and she will hold the other one which is small. You do that 3-4 times. You know what is going on in the mind of the child? In the body. Why? If it's the body, is most likely going to have an erectile malfunction. Are you getting me? I'm not saying you should stress dating with all. I know your problem. No. Okay? We are developing a person who later on will not be sure what to do. Why? Because every time I have to do this, mom will come and stop me. Dad will come and stop me. So I'm not sure that I have to be told what to do. Some social problems to find out. This is social analysis. Analysis of social work. This is how we analyze it. This boy was stopped. This girl was stopped to do the medicine. Do you know that this house is very clean? You cannot. I'm just like a child. Stop doing that. The child. Tomorrow, that behavior of urinating free will hit back, but in a more way. Well, you understand more? It's more. More now, more back. Overdose. I will have to overdose now doing certain things because of the urination you were stopping, the dedication you were stopping me to do it constantly. When you are doing your toilet, it's a sexual activity. When you are urinating, there is sexual pleasure. And somebody disagree with me. There is some kind of niceness that we feel when we are doing toilet. Some niceness we feel when we are urinating. That you feel afterwards you breathe. That record is a gentler implication, which may impact social problems in the later life if we stop certain children from behaving in a certain way. Example. Have you ever seen this girl? Every